here today option to have the knees bent and feet flat on the floor. And it can just help to support the low back a little bit more than legs straight. But that being said, of course, always you just choose the position that feels good for you, what feels most supportive for you. Now, whatever position you've chosen, let's take some time to let the eyes close. And then we can do a full release of our breath together. Full breath in through nose, exhale out the mouth. Is this working okay? Yeah, okay, good. Again, inhale through the nose. Exhale out the mouth. And one more breath just like that. Oh, you've got it. Start now to invite your breath in and out of the nostrils. And as you breathe gently here in and out of the nostrils, find just a little bit of space between the lips and the teeth. See if you might be able to invite in a small, really gentle smile to play on the corners of the lips. And then let's take our time to soften gently into the earth below. Let your shoulders shrug down and away from the ears. Feel, if you can, the lower jaw releasing downward away from the upper jaw. You might even nod the head just a little bit up and down. Good. And then see how it might be now to invite in your full diaphragmatic breathing. So breathing in and out of the nose, feel as you inhale, the belly rise, the ribs expand outward. And as you exhale, the belly draw in, ribs gather inward. So feeling that movement of breath with the ribs, the belly, expansion and widening on the inhale. And then very soft, gentle return to center on the exhale. Two ways you might like to connect with this breath. The first way is hands on ribs themselves. So you can actually feel that movement beneath the hands. If that doesn't feel comfortable for whatever reason, other option is to bring the arms just out down by your side. Palms up and feeling fingers widen on the inhale and fingers close on the exhale. So either technique, either hands on ribs or arms slightly out to the side. Feeling that movement of the breath, and this will help to set the stage for our deep core strength that we use throughout the class to access balance and stability. Now, as you continue to breathe like that, I invite you now to begin to set your samkalpa, your intention for practice today. Now, to set your samkalpa, ask yourself this question: what quality would I like to invite into my practice today? What quality would I like to cultivate in this practice today? Today, the answer might be around strength or resilience, or maybe patience or gratitude, maybe something else. Now, whatever answer for you begins to rise up, to bubble up. Begin to set that as your samkalpa, as your intention for practice today. So see that word or that phrase in your mind's eye. And now let's begin to invite in the feeling of that samkalpa, the feeling of that intention through the body. We can set our samkalpas together with the breath. Let's first exhale, release out all the breath, let it go. And then inhale, draw your samkalpa through. Exhale, soft, gentle release out the mouth, let it go. Again, inhale, draw your samkalpa through. Exhale, little release to let go. Yeah, beautiful. One more breath, just like that. Beautiful. So with your samkalpa, your intention set, let's start now to move the body. Start with a little wiggle of fingers, a little wiggle of toes. Let the head, the neck roll just a little from side to side. And let's go for a big, long stretch now. So you can straighten the legs, reach the arms up over the head, feel a big, full body yawn here as you do. And then let's do a little side lateral stretch. So upper body leans over to one side. If it feels okay, legs follow. You might even crisscross ankles. Beautiful, nice full breath. And then as you're ready, take a little walk back through center and then over to the other side. You might even crisscross ankles, another big breath. Yes. And then as you're ready, come on back through center, interlace fingers, press the palms towards the ceiling or the back wall. One more little tug out through the heels, take a breath. Good. And then let's undo the hands, arms come down beside you, start to draw just the right knee in towards the chest. And as you bring that right knee in towards the chest, you can start here to draw a little tiny circle with that right knee. So either with the hands interlaced on the shin or hand on knee, whatever is more comfortable for you. Let that whole hip feel a little bit of movement by moving the knee around. This is so good for our hip health. What this does is helps to nourish the hip joint, specifically the connective tissue within the hip, with synovial fluids, these little sacs of synovial fluid inside the joint. And this helps it nourish or kind of weep out to nourish the joint. Good. Excellent. Now, let's go ahead and bring that right leg up or in front. You've got it. And then just go ahead and point and flex the foot. So we're just pointing and flexing, finding some movement through the ankle now specifically. Good. And then let's try rolling the foot in. So big toe points in, and then other way, baby toe points out. And then try that again. Big toe points in. Good. Baby toe out. One more time. Big toe in, baby toe out. And then put it all together for a beautiful little ankle circle. Yes. And then switch directions. Cricks and cracks will happen, and that's fine. It's just the air in the joint there. Take one more breath. Good. Okay. And then go ahead, release the leg down, straighten that out next to the left leg. Take a little moment to check in and just notice, ooh, how does it feel? Maybe a little different. Let's bring left knee in towards the chest. Same thing. You can either interlace the fingers around the shin or hand on knee. Good. And then let's start those little circles. So rolling the knee around in a little circle in one direction. Nice breath as you do. And then in the other direction. So it's up to you how you decide to hold on. Yes, exactly so. Excellent. Good. And then let's go ahead and bring that leg up. We're going to work again with the ankle. Just start to point and flex first. I get a lovely little symphony of cricks and cracks. You may as well. And then we're going to roll the foot in. So big toe side of the foot points in, and then opposite baby toe side of the foot. And then do that a few more times. So finding that rotation, probably the hip is also playing a part here, probably not just the ankle. Yeah, and then go ahead for full circles. So when we have more mobility in our ankle, it actually helps us to support our balance. Good. One more breath. Excellent. And then go ahead, bring that leg down and shake it all out. Yes. Lovely. Okay, now, right away, we're going to come into some shoulder movements. Now, we've got a couple of options here. If you are lying on the ground and you want to have a little extra shoulder opening, two options. First option is to use a slow-mo ball between the shoulder blades. Now, I'll show you the second option too, just so that you know, oh, I've got my choices here. I can do what I want. Second option is to build a little heart bed where you have here you don't need the chip foam block, where you have the thick block underneath the bolster, and it creates a little bed for your heart. And Rhonda is over by the prop area. She is our prop queen. Anybody who wants a slow-mo ball, Rhonda is available. Thanks, Rhonda. That's so sweet. Awesome. Okay. And then Millie, what we're going to do is put a mat behind your back. So you can sit. Oh, please enjoy. It is actually, that's true. Just get up and down one more time. No, I'm just kidding. Go ahead. Here you go. And then you can lean into that and you get a little back bend too. Okay. So we all have something for a little back bend now. Yes. Patty, make sure you have your head support, my sweet friend. Even maybe a little bit more head support, maybe the thick block. Good. Okay. Fingertips come together. And here we go. As we inhale, arms lift up over the head, elbows stay bent. As you exhale, hands come back to the heart. Let me come to you, my friend. Oh, yes, that's perfect. And keep going with your breath. So here we're finding that opening for the shoulders. Good. This also helps to release into the neck. Good. I'd like you to do one or two more, just one or two more like that. Great. And then go ahead, bring the hands back to the heart. Now we're going to do bird's wings. So wings out to the side on the inhale. And then hands back together on the exhale. That's it. So opening on the inhale. And then back together on the exhale. Beautiful. So we get this movement for the shoulders. Good. Let's do one or two more. Everyone's got it perfectly. Good. Next time, hands come back to the heart. Pause there. Now we're going to add in rotation this time. So back to the hands, back to the wrist points touch. You can have a wee look at me. I'll be standing in case it's unclear. And then as you inhale, you bring the hands down to the side. So they might even touch the ground. As you exhale, palms up, hands back together. That's it. So on the inhale, out and down. Beautiful. On the exhale, palms up and back. So what this does is we get a little rotation in the shoulder joint. It can be really helpful for creating some space in the shoulder blade, the scapula, which can then create a bit more space and movement for the upper back. Now, next time hands come back together, take a little pause, bring the arms down by your side, let the shoulders roll up, back and down. Good. Now just try this with me. Turn your head over one shoulder, does not matter which. And then as you exhale, head comes back through center. We're going to do that to the other side. Inhale to the other side. Exhale back through center. Do that one more time, side to side. And this is just so that you can notice, perhaps, as you move your head, you get a little stretch in the opposite shoulder. Does that make sense? Yeah? Okay. Now, I'm going to add on a little nerve release. So let's do this together. Bring your head looking over the left shoulder. Left shoulder. Okay. Right arm comes up. And then right arm out to the side. So you're looking over to the left, right arm out to the side. Good. Let's let this here be an exhale. So exhale out. And then inhale, head back through center, arm up. And exhale out to the side. That's it. Now you can do this about 5 or 6 times. Yeah, and do that with the movement of the head. You can do this lying down or seated. It's a nerve flossing technique. So if you ever get pain, particularly in that kind of top cuff of the shoulder around the deltoid, this is a great way to release that. Let's do one or two more. One or two more. Good. Okay. And then go ahead, bring the arm down, bring the head back through center, shoulders roll up, back and down. Notice, do you feel the difference from side to side? A little bit? Yeah. All right. Well, let's do the other side. So turn your head towards the right. Left arm out, bring it out to the side. Let's have this be the exhale. So breathe out here. And then inhale everything back up through center, exhale out to the side. That's it. And you're doing this about 5 or 6 times. If you find this helpful, this is a great thing to do at night, before you go to bed if you've got some neck pain, or similarly in the morning in bed as well. Can you all hear okay with that? Yeah, gardening happening outside? Okay, good. I think it's a leaf blower. All right. Now, next time you go out to the side, bring the arm down, bring the head back through center, shoulders roll up, back and down. Beautiful. Wiggle through the fingers. Excellent. Great. Okay, now, those of you in heart bed, you are going to roll off to the side and remove your heart bed structure. So that you can come flat onto the ground again. Yeah, Millie, you can, exactly, you got it. And then just lie flat down onto the ground again, or sit up as you were. And notice as you roll those shoulders up, back and down, how does it feel now for the shoulders? A little bit more free, maybe? All right. Now, core movements next. This is going to be so much fun. If you're lying down, you're going to take your foam chip block underneath your bum. Now, have your thick block nearby too. And Millie, I'm going to set up my chair so I can show you the seated variation of this too. Now, we're going to start first with our opposite arm, opposite leg movement. So Millie, we're getting up and we're going to do this one up. That's the opposite arm and leg like that. Those of us who are lying down, lift up arms, lift up leg. We're going to start our opposite arm, opposite leg movement. We can do right arm up over the head, left leg away from you. There's your inhale. And then bring it back. Opposite side, left arm, right leg, and shush it back. Yeah. So when we engage in this way, diagonally, it helps to recruit the deepest core strength that we have. It's our abdominals, transverse abdominis. They're like the corset muscles, and our very, very deep back muscles. So great for balance, also great for back care. One or two more, just one or two more. Good. Okay, take a little rest, my friends. You can bring your knees in towards the chest or bring the feet onto the ground. Good. Give yourself a little rest. And Millie, you can do a little down dog on a chair for a little stretch. Great. Okay. Good news, we've got more. This is where you're going to use your thick block. And I'll show you lying down first, and then Millie will come back together. So I'm going to start first, and you can either do this, Millie, seated or standing, same thing. Block goes between your palms. And then as you inhale, you reach your arms up over your head. As you exhale, you bring the arms back up. So just this. And if you think, oh, Jules, this is just too easy, Monday morning, I'm raring to go, you can do this with your knees up. So I am not going to take away your joy. If that brings you joy, don't you worry. Good. Exactly. Good. So you're doing one or two more. Can you feel that a little bit in the neck and the shoulders? Yes. Good. Excellent. Okay. Awesome news. I've got more for you. Now, Millie, this is what we're going to do, my friend. As you bring the block up, you're going to lift up your right foot, and then you're going to bring it down, and then you're going to go to the other side, the left. Now, my lying down friends, you're pretty much there, yeah? Knees up. And then as you inhale, you're going to straighten your right leg as the arms go up over the head. As you exhale, bring it all back. Left leg extends, and then you shush it all up. That's it. We've always got adaptations. We can make this work standing. There's even a seated variation. I saw Millie came in with a lot of energy today. I'm making it doing standing. Good. One more side to side. It's tough though, standing, hey? Whew. Good. Okay, last one. Okay, that's it, my friends. Take a little break. Bring the block down, put it to the side, let it be done. Do either windshield wiper knees or draw your knees in towards your chest. Yeah. Oh, excellent. Okay. Now you can go ahead and take that foam chip block out, place it to the side, and we are going to come up for a spinal wave. So you can do this seated, Millie. Yeah. It'll just be like this kind of thing, seated. So come on up to hands and knees. If the wrists are tender, we're actually going to get into the wrists a little bit today, but you don't need to go on your wrists. If the wrists are tender, you can bring your bolster in front of you and go on to forearms. If wrists feel okay, though, you can for sure just go on the hands, but just know you've always got options, okay? Now, as you exhale, please round the spine, head drops down. And then as you inhale, find that little arch of your back gazes forward. Go with breath, finding that breath, that movement. Good. Yeah, beautiful, good. And then to get just a little bit more into the shoulders, what you can do if you want, bring your fingertips off the mat so the arms go wider. Bum is back, and then you can do a little side to side movement. Now you can do this seated also just by rolling the trunk around. And here's, I'll do it this way, Patricia, so you can see. So my fingertips are off the mat, a little wide, and then I'm going from side to side like that. Now, however you are, we're all going to be moving a little bit differently here. Take another 2 full breaths. Good. You've got it. One more breath. And then come on down for a little rest. So your rest can be in child's pose with the knees together or apart, arms crisscrossed, or you can grab your block, or you can just rest as you are. Yeah, good. You've got it. Yeah, and if tummy is better than child's pose, for sure, go on to your tummy, your choice. Let's take some time with our breath here, finding nice full inhale, nice full exhale. Good. You've got it. One more breath. Lovely. Okay. Please come on up to a seated position. So you can sit in a chair or on the ground, whatever's more comfortable for you. It truly doesn't matter. We're going to be here for a couple of minutes, though. So if you're thinking, oh, I can sit here for 30 seconds, change your position because you're going to commit for a little while longer. Okay. I'm going to start with a little shaking out of the hands. Yeah. And then we're going to change our little shaking of the hands. This sometimes we call flick the goo. So imagine you got a little something, maybe you've been baking, got a little something on your fingers, you're just going to let it go. Yeah, or maybe it's magical fairy dust and you're just, bringing it into the world. Excellent. Good. Okay, and then come on back, give it another little shake. Now, we haven't done this for a while. This is very, very, very good for your wrists. We're going to do our twiddle fingers. Some of you know this. So we start with the fingertips together. My mom's a bit of a ringer for this. She's very, very good at this. Start with your thumbs and then just twiddle your thumbs. Sometimes when we do this, it feels very serious. It's not very serious. It is just to actually release the wrists and the shoulders. If you have arthritis in the hands, which probably most of us do a little bit, it's also very, very, very good for that. So we're doing it in both directions. And then we're going to breathe. Awesome. Okay, now bring those thumbs together. Nudge the index fingers. Sometimes they get confused. They don't know who they are. So we have to give them a little nudge. And then same thing. Yeah, Linda. That's it. So you're going to roll them in one direction. No, sorry, I didn't mean to pay attention to you there. Patty, that's incredible. Okay, and then the other direction. And if this is new for you and you think, man, pretty sure my fingers should be able to do this, but they can't. It's only just because that connection between the brain and the fingers has not totally been smoothed out. Think of you're cutting a path, creating a little super highway. Patty's is on fire. Take another breath. Have you been doing this at home? Wow. Okay. All right. Bring that together. Those neurons are firing very fast. Okay. Middle fingers, they're going to get confused. But we're just going to do our very, very best to twiddle them around. Well, I'm fat because I've been doing this for maybe 20 years or something. I'm looking at my mom. My mom used to come with me to, do you remember Oak Bay Lodge when that was going? Yeah. So I used to teach yoga there. And my baby who's now almost 15, was a baby. And so he would sit on my mom's lap and because he was kind of like a therapy pet but a baby. So help people connect. And okay, go ahead into the ring finger. And my mom would make my baby do the sun salutations, which was super cute. Yeah, he loved it. Yeah. But then she would also do twiddle fingers every single time, which I don't know how you did carrying him, but he'd no, Linda, he sadly was not able to do it. I don't think it was a stage of development for a 5-month-old quite yet, but good point. I'm going to test him. Okay, and then go ahead and do the ring fingers now. So yeah, so she's been doing it for a while. Okay, and these baby fingers are just going to fly. Yeah, you got it, Patricia. Exactly. So good. Take another breath. Okay, and let this very serious work be done. Shake it out. Now, anybody who is doing knitting, yes, or anything like that, Leslie, I know. This is a really, really great way to get your fingers warmed up before knitting, but then also afterwards, yeah? Or anybody who's been doing any gardening. Okay, here's the final one we're gonna do. You're gonna squeeze and then fingers up, and then squeeze, fingers forward, squeeze, fingers down, squeeze forward, squeeze up, squeeze forward, squeeze down, squeeze forward, squeeze up, squeeze forward, squeeze down, squeeze forward, squeeze up, squeeze forward, squeeze down, squeeze forward, squeeze up, and then shake. Now, this is also good for circulation. I have Raynaud's disease, which is a circulation disease. And so I sometimes, when I'm walking into the studio, you might see me in the back alleys of Oak Bay and I'm going like this. And it is great because the fingers are the farthest away from the heart, right? Along with the toes. So it's a great way to get our circulation going as well. Okay, my friends, that is quite enough. We are now going to come up to a standing position. If you would like to come through downward facing dog on the way, I again will not steal your joy from you. You are welcome to. You can come on through hands and knees, tuck your toes under and come up. If you, like me, no, it's not so great to be in down dog for very long, you can come through a standing forward fold or grab your chair, and Millie will do this together. And we'll do down dog on a chair, which is also really, really good. Now, however you are, take another full breath. Okay, we're all going to find our standing forward fold. So walking hands to feet or feet to hands. Hands come on to the thighs, elbows out to the side. As you inhale, come on up part way. As you exhale, roll your shoulders back, feel the lower ribs gather. I'm going to find our chair pose. So sink down, lift up. Good. As you exhale, widen the arms. Beautiful. Come all the way up. Inhale. Exhale, hands to heart. Beautiful work. Okay, give a good little shake. Have your chair nearby because we'll be using it on and off now for the rest of the class. And then grab what you like to massage your foot with. So I've got a little massage ball. Yeah, perfect. Excellent. I'll get this out of the way, Donna. Good. Okay, so let's start. Pick a foot, any foot. And then just start massaging up and down. Oh, yeah. As long as we've got a chair, we're good. So the chair is good for us to support ourselves with. Now we start this foot massage just rolling up and down, seeing if we find any areas that could use an extra bit of love. And then we're going to gradually come into our heel. So that's our calcaneus bone, our heel bone. When we strike, do a heel strike when we're walking or in standing poses. That's how we build our bone density. So let's prime it up. Toes on the ground, ball on the heel, 3 breaths. And again. Good, and one more. Good, and then roll into the middle of the foot, if you can, little tiny circles. If this is too much standing at any time, you can always do this seated. It gives you just the same benefits. Take another breath. All right, now let's come into our beautiful toe knuckles. So toes hang off the edge of the ball, and then we just roll a little from side to side. So somebody has a beautiful ring to their phone. Is that yours, Mom? I think it was turned down all the way. See. It's a nice ring, though. It's very calming. Yeah, as rings go. Take another breath. Roll your shoulders back. Good. Okay, and then go ahead and roll that ball or dowel off to the side. Stand on your own 2 feet. And we're just going to have a little check-in. So chin level to the ground. Shoulders roll up, back, and down. Either looking straight ahead or closing your eyes. Doesn't matter. We're going to check in and just see how this feels from side to side. Can you feel both feet? You might even spread the toes. Can you feel the heels press down? And then if you can, arms reach up over the head. Notice if you can feel a difference side to side. Take another breath. Good. And then let's just bring those arms down. All right, other side. You can hang on to the chair again. Just a nice little roll up and down, getting to know this foot. Very common for us to notice, oh, the foot's a little sore, like a little tender. I would say just massage more. You can have massage balls at home. I do that. I massage every day a little bit. Take another breath. Okay, take it underneath your heel now, toes on the ground, 3 breaths. And again. Good, and 1 more. You got it. Okay, roll on up. Take it to the center of the foot, little tiny rolls in one direction, then in the other direction. Take another breath. Excellent. Okay, now take that ball to the toe knuckles. So what this does for any of us who have issues with bunion or any other thing going on with the foot comes from these larger bones of the foot, so the main part of the foot, the metatarsals. But when we roll underneath those toe knuckles, it actually allows those metatarsals to move a little bit. You might even feel that. So it helps to realign. Take another breath. All right, now get rid of the ball or the dowel. Stand on your own 2 feet. We're going to do a little bit of a balance challenge. So looking straight ahead, this is important for our balance, chin level to the ground, shoulders roll up, back and down. You got it. Now we're going to lift up all the toes. Inhale. You're going to feel more weight come into the heels. Exhale, toes down. Opposite, come onto the tippy toes. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, heels down. Beautiful. Try that again. Lift up all the toes. Inhale. Good. Exhale, toes down. Tippy toes. Inhale. And exhale down. Last one. Inhale, lift up all the toes. Exhale, bring them down. Find your tippy toes. Good. And exhale down. Beautiful work. Okay. And then just give a little bit of a shake. Excellent. Okay. Now, thinking about hips and hip strength and balance. And I'd like to work on a couple of things to work with hip flexion and quad strength. And these are 2 things that can really help both our balance, but also back issues like sciatica, interestingly. So take your hands onto the back of the chair, put the chair in front of you on your mat, walk back just a little bit. So hip flexion is when we start to bend over. So I want you to bend your knees just a little bit and imagine, and you might maybe even feel this, we have these sitting bones that you usually sit on. I want you to imagine that they lean back as you come forward. Exactly. So Leslie, you've got it. Good. And then start to push yourself up, come back up. Try that again. Nice bend in the knees. Push those sitting bones back as you come forward. That's exactly it. And then press down and lift up. Beautiful. Okay, let's try that one more time. Bend the knees. Lean back, Donna. You've got it exactly. Good. And then press down and lift up. Patricia, you got it exactly. Excellent. Okay, now this time as we come forward, we're just going to pause. So bend those knees. Move the sitting bones back. Lean forward. Pause there. Now, from here, bend the knees a tiny bit more. Take your hands onto your thighs. Good. So we're transitioning into a chair pose from here. To find our chair pose, bum leans down a bit more. Chest lifts up a little bit more. Perfect. And you're going to feel those thighs. They're burning maybe a little bit. They will in a bit more in a moment. Take another breath. Good. And then bring your arms forward. Beautiful. One more breath. Take the weight into the heels. Into the heels. Good. And then press down through the heels. Come all the way up. Inhale. Beautiful. Exhale. Hands to the heart. You got it. Give a little shake out. It's hard to get pressure in the heels. Now, in our balance, our feet are designed so that about 2/3 of the weight of our foot should be in the heel. And what happens often when we have balance issues, and you might even see this in little kids, if you've seen little kids walking, that they have a little bit more weight into their toes. And their job, right, is to get weight into the heels. Now, what happens when we have more weight into our toes is we're not effectively increasing or using strength back here. The glutes and the hamstrings. So you might notice after that work that we just did, you might go, oh, wow, I really kind of feel those glutes and hamstrings. For most of us, this is what we need to engage a little bit more for our balance. So we're going to do that one more time. It's going to be great. Take your hands onto the back of the chair. Here we go. Walk your way back just a little bit. Now bend your beautiful knees. That's it. Bring those lovely sitting bones back. Good, good, good. So this is like a down dog on a chair. Take another breath. Good. Okay, now bend the knees a bit more. Take the weight into the heels just a bit. One hand onto one thigh, other hand onto the other thigh. Good. Pause there. Now let's find our chair pose. So bum sinks down more, chest lifts up, arms can come up. Good. Lots of weight into those heels. You can even try lifting the toes if your balance is okay with it. That'll definitely drive weight back into the heels. Now bring those toes down if you lifted them. Press down through the heels, come all the way up. Good. And then exhale, hands to heart. Beautiful work. Could you feel that into the glutes a little bit? Excellent. Okay, good. We're going to do a little bit more for our glutes. Hands on the chair. Now this is, and I'll show you, you can keep your hands in your chair, but I want you to imagine that I had mine on. You're going to turn your right foot out to its own side a little bit, and then you're just going to kick back like you're skating. If you could do this without the chair, you're welcome to, or just fingertips on. Something's going on out there, hey? So kick back, and as you do, here's my challenge to you. Can you take one hand, that right hand, on that right glute, so the butt, and as you kick back, can you feel that contracting with every kick? Yes. So sometimes, so the glute it has no choice but to fire when the leg is in extension behind us, but sometimes it'll do all sorts of sneaky things when we're walking to not get fully engaged. Okay, bring it down. Pause. Stand, look straight ahead, roll your shoulders up, back and down, and just notice, can you feel a difference from right to left side in sensation? Maybe it's the weight of the leg, maybe it's sensation in the leg or the shoulder. Take another breath. Okay, and did anyone notice anything in terms of sensation difference? Rhonda, what did you notice? Even the front is a bit more engaged. Yeah, it is. For most of us, we want to wake up this called the posterior chain, and it starts with the heel. When we wake it up a little bit more, we have much better balance and also reduced back pain. So you're probably uneven right now. So let's get to even. Okay, left foot out, and then just go ahead and kick it back. This is also a prep. You can, if you feels okay, one hand on, left hand on. This is a great prep before you go out for a walk so that the glutes know, oh yeah, that's my job. I'm meant to contract. One or two more. Yes, beautiful. Okay, and then bring that foot down. Stand on your own 2 feet again. Shoulders roll up, back and down. Look straight ahead. Feel if you can. So if we're thinking, oh yeah, pretty much 2/3 of my weight should be in my heels, feel what it's like to tip forward a little bit. Hard, huh? To keep the balance. And then lean back a little bit more. And see if you can find for yourself, so this is not a quiz about math or fractions. It's good. I can't do those very well. Try and get about 2/3 of weight into the heel and just notice how it feels in your shoulders. So when we have the weight driving back into the heels, the shoulders actually roll down more. When we're forward, we have no choice but to scoot those shoulders up to keep us in balance. So it's kind of all connected, like the song. The knee bone's connected to the, yeah, okay. Now, we're gonna do our standing backwards chaining, and then I've got some more fun for you. So chair goes onto the top right corner of the mat. Make sure your mat is all cleared off. If you've got some props around that are in the way, just get them out of the way so you can really explore freely. It's helpful to have two of the chair legs, like the left top and bottom chair leg, on the mat so that your balance is helped out. So you're standing to the left of the chair. Look straight ahead, shoulders roll up, back and down. Now, please come on to your left tippy toe. So that right leg is going to be your balance. And then that hip will probably lean out. Let's draw it up and in and feel the heel, that right heel press down. Here we go. On the inhale, lift up your left knee. Exhale, extend the leg. Inhale, bend the knee. As you exhale, foot comes right back down. Good. Now we're going to add on. Inhale, lift the knee. Exhale, extend the leg. Inhale, bend the knee. Now take a big step back, find your warrior A. Good. Left arm, lift it up as you inhale. Maybe look up if that's okay. Exhale, maybe look down if that's okay. Right hand stays on the chair for balance. We're going to bring this left knee forward. Inhale, bring it forward. Exhale, extend the leg. Inhale, bend the knee. Exhale, foot comes down. Beautiful work. Okay, give a little bit of a shake. And then we're going to switch the chair to the other side. So you can just switch it right over. I'm doing this. My online friends can see me well. So you're standing to the right of the chair. Come onto your right tippy toes. Draw that left hip in. Grow tall, chin tucks in. Now press through that left heel. Really think about it. As you press down, you can lift up more. Inhale, lift the right knee. Exhale, extend the leg. Inhale, bend the knee. Exhale, foot comes down. Starting position. Let's add on. Inhale, lift the knee. Exhale, extend the leg. Inhale, bend the knee. Exhale, big step back, warrior A. Right arm lifts up, maybe look as you inhale. Right arm down as you exhale. Now we're stepping forward, lift that right knee, inhale. Good, exhale, extend the leg. Inhale, bend the knee. Exhale, foot comes down. Beautiful work, okay? And then give a little bit of a shake up. Now, we're gonna do that same series, but we're adding on. So after we go into our warrior A, we're going to find warrior C, which is the balance. So we hang onto the chair, we lift up the back leg, and then 3 times we bring the knee in towards the chest and back. That gets our glutes going. So standing to the left of the chair, chin level to the ground, shoulders roll up, back and down. Come on to the left tippy toes. Draw that right hip in. See if you can press through that right heel. Good. Inhale, lift the knee. Exhale, extend the leg. Inhale, bend the knee. Exhale, big step back, warrior A. Inhale, left arm up. Exhale, arm comes down. Now look down onto the ground. Find your warrior C. Lift up that back leg. Inhale, knee towards the chest. Exhale, press it back. Inhale towards the chest. Exhale, press it back. Beautiful. One more time. Good. From here, find your warrior A. So step back. Feel the foot onto the ground. Inhale, left arm lifts up. Exhale, arm is down. Step forward, lift the knee. Inhale. Exhale, extend the leg. Inhale, bend the knee. Exhale, foot comes down. Beautiful. Okay. And then give a little bit of a shake out. So as we're coming through that, you can really feel, yes, those glutes starting to work. Excellent. Chair to the left. You're to the right. Coming onto the right tippy toes, draw that left hip in, press down through the left heel. Good. Inhale, lift the right knee. Exhale, extend the leg. Inhale, bend the knee. Exhale, big step back, warrior A. Inhale, arm lifts up. Exhale, arm is down. Good. All right, now let's find our warrior C. So look down, lift up that back leg. Inhale, knee towards the chest. Exhale, press the heel back. Again, inhale, bend the knee. Exhale, press back. One more time. Good. You got it. Now step back, find your warrior A. Inhale, arm lifts up. Exhale, arm comes down. Beautiful. Step forward, lift the knee, balance. Exhale, extend the leg. Inhale, bend the knee. Good. Exhale, foot comes down. Well, Linda, I'm taller than you. So getting the leg as high as me would be really, I'm 5'6". No, it's totally unfair. Yeah. All right. That lesson around comparison. All right. Now, what I'd like to work with now is finding the chair pose from a chair. So good news, you get to start seated. So what we're going to work on is coming out of a chair, but then just hovering. When hovering, using less of just quads, which is the front, using more into the back. So it's really going to think about heels as we do this. Here's what I mean. So first, let's just get our little hips moving. Move towards the back of the chair. You can butt scoot your way back. And then move towards the front of the chair. Butt scoot your way forward. Good. And then back again. So you're feeling those sitting bones, yes, as you're doing that? And then last time, then we're going to end at the edge. Okay, so come as far forward as you comfortably can. And the chairs are standard height. We are not. So we're going to make sure that we give ourselves a little bit of a break. Here's the first break. When coming out of a chair, if you have your feet very far forward, it's going to be real hard to get out of the chair. Just physics, it's going to be difficult. Bring your feet so that your knees are even a little bit past the ankle. Does that make sense? A little bit past the ankle? Yeah, so you've got it. And then try this with me. Lift up all your toes, release them down. So feet firmly on the ground. Now tip forward a little bit, finding that little hinging of the hip. Now, cross your arms in front of you. Press down through the heels. Heels, yes, lift your bum up. And then exhale back down. Good, here we go. Lift up the toes, release them back down. Tip forward with the chest. Press through those heels. Inhale, lift up. Exhale down. Good. One more time. Lift up the toes. Release the toes down. Lean forward. Press through heels. Lift up. Good. And down. Okay. Take a little pause. Roll those shoulders up, back, and down. Does that feel relatively okay so far? Well, you know what we're going to do now. We're going to hold it for a couple of breaths. Why? Because it's actually one of the markers of longevity, and not just a long life, but a long and healthy life, is being able to do this for a little while. It's so interesting, hey? So good news, whether you're in nature and there's no outhouse nearby, or you're just practicing in a yoga studio, this is going to be good for you. Okay, so let's prep ourselves by walking the bum back again. And then we'll just come forward and we'll stay forward. So this just helps us find, oh yes, here are my sitting bones. Now, especially for those of us who have slightly shorter legs, important that you bring your heels back. You want to give yourself a little bit of an extra push here. Now, lean forward. Oh, let's lift those toes up and down. Sorry, I forgot about that. Lean forward. Cross your arms the other way. Yeah, do what's natural and then switch. I promise it'll be the other way. Now, press through those heels. Lift yourself up. Pause there. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Good. One more. Good. Slowly come on down. Victoriously raise your arms up. Victoriously bring your arms down. Good. And then just give a little bit of a shake. Okay, the next one we do is going to be even better. My online friends, you can't see this, but no one in the studio believes me. We're going to lift up and pause, and then we're going to lower. But the way we're lowering is not by leaning back, which sometimes if we're not sure where the chair is, it can actually lead to a fall. So we want to make sure we can really feel where we are. So we're leaning down by bringing the bum down. So you can actually feel the chair. Does that make sense? Going to be great. Okay. So our butt's towards the edge. The feet are underneath. Cross the arms whichever way you want. Do whatever you want. Okay, lift the toes up. Release them down. Lean forward. Press through those heels. Lift yourself up. Good. Now take a breath to inhale. As you exhale, slowly lean down, but bring that bum so you can feel the edge of the chair. Take another breath there, hovering so you can feel the edge of the chair, and then bring your bum down. Lift up. And down. You can sure feel it in the quads, hey? Yeah, absolutely. And because we're working with those heels, maybe a little bit in the butt as well. So these are the muscles that are really and truly most important for our balance, for keeping us upright. We're going to do it one more time. Here we go. Yeah, thanks, Millie. Millie did it first. All right. Start to lift your toes up and down. Okay. Lean forward, so hinging at the hips. Good. Now from here, press down through the heels, lift yourself up. Good. Now as you exhale, lower yourself down, feel that hovering. Take another breath. See if you can feel the edge of the chair, but you're not sat all the way down. Good. And then as you exhale, sit down. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, arms down. Beautiful work. Good. Excellent. Okay, shake that out. Great. Okay, comments, complaints about that? You get your mind blown. How did we not know all this? Yeah. Yeah, well, the reason you've probably never heard of all of this before is a lot of this research is new. So if you're feeling like, man, I'm out of the loop, I've never heard this before, a lot of this research is new. And I'm going to refer to my mother to this for a moment. So my mom worked in geriatric care as a physiotherapist. So one of her jobs was about getting people in and out of chairs. I mean, more complex than that, but it was one of the things, hey? But so they knew that people needed to get in and out of the chairs, but you know what they didn't have was all this robust research that we now have that's now linking it to longevity and living independently. You kind of knew, but you didn't have a lot of the research behind it yet. Oh, the weight being back in the heels. Yeah. It does change your whole body. I know. So, online friends, Rhonda's mind is blown by some of this information. And so is mine when I learned this. Yeah. It's like we just don't get a little handbook to our bodies, but actually, the more, and you can even feel it in a chair, actually, if you lean back a little bit more in the chair, which is like leaning back in your heels. Does that make sense? The shoulders will roll back and down. If you lean forward, there's kind of no way for you to feel that same rolling back and down because you have to be a bit more engaged. Yeah, exactly. And often we're a little bit more forward focused. And that's because, our eyes are in front, all of our vulnerable body parts. We're very forward focused. But especially as we age, if we can get a little bit more rear focused, it actually helps the whole body. You also look down a lot more. Yeah, Linda's absolutely right. Yeah, because you're worried about tripping uneven ground, which is true. There's a lot of uneven ground, a lot. Yes. It's much harder sitting, coming out of an armchair, Barbara's sharing, and this is absolutely true. Much harder in an armchair because it's like a bucket seat. Same thing in a car. It's really hard getting out of a car, isn't it? Harder than this chair. Yeah, which is why we practice in this. Maybe homework in the week, you can see the armchair, can I get out? Yeah. Okay. Joni. Joni's sharing that she has some friends who are yogis. I'm just translating for online friends. And they don't consider this yoga. Right. They have a rigid idea of what yoga is. Yeah. 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 I agree with you, Joni. So Joni's sharing that some of her friends who are yogis would not think that this kind of work is yoga. But certainly what we're learning more and more in yoga therapy, which is my specialty, is it's all about functional movement. Like how can we learn things on our yoga mat that can help us in the world? For me, I only see it of one eye. My mom actually put me into something similar to yoga when I was very young, and I finally could find my balance and stop knocking into as many things because I was on the safe mat, like 6x2 mat, which helped me then off like in the wider world as well. So we practice in a controlled environment to then bring it into that wide world, which is wildly out of control. Rhonda. Also, what we're doing here makes yoga easier. Absolutely, Rhonda. You got it. You got it. Okay, we're not done. We're going to do one more, getting out of the chair to stand up. We're going to do down dog on the chair. We're going to do a shoulder release. So scoot your bottom back. Thanks for all the sharing, everyone. And then scoot your bottom forward, come towards as far to the edge of the mat as you can, and then find that connection where the heels are just a little bit underneath. Yeah? Okay. Cross your beautiful arms in front of you. Take a breath, inhale. Exhale, lean forward. Good. Press into those heels. Press up. Pause there. Take another breath. Okay, just for fun, bring your arms forward into that chair pose. I know you can do it. Press into those heels. Inhale, come all the way up. Beautiful. Exhale, come back down. Beautiful work. Okay, now turn your chair so that it is on the top of the mat, but the back of the chair, sorry, I'm losing my words. The back of the chair is facing you. And then let's do our hip hinge. Walk back, bend your knees, stick your bum behind you. This is our downward facing dog on a chair. Now, if you want to get into your hips more, which you absolutely can, you can bring your feet wider. Maybe they go even as wide as the mat. And then you can even, so imagine if, so this is down dog. Imagine that you're wagging your tail. So that's your bum just from side to side. And that gets a little deeper into the shoulders and a little deeper into the hips. Now we're going to add on a twist here. Keep your left hand on the chair. Let your right arm drop down. Do just a couple of circles of that arm in one direction and the other. This is a great frozen shoulder release, but can be good for any of us, even if we don't have frozen shoulder. And then bring this into a twist. Right hand goes to the outer part of the left leg. Maybe even look underneath the armpit. Take another full breath. Good. Now bend your knees. Look forward so you can place the right hand on the chair. Left arm down so you can look down again. Arm rolls around in a little circle in one direction. Arm rolls around, little circle in the other direction. Take another breath. Find your twist, left hand to the outer part of the right leg. Maybe even looking underneath the right armpit. You don't need to, but you might. Take one more breath. Okay, prepare. Bend the knees a little bit. Look forward at the chair just so you can bring your hand back on the chair. Then head, gaze comes back down onto the ground. Take one more breath. Good. Okay. Now, if the feet are wide, if they went as wide as the mat, bring them slightly narrower. I'm going to do one final chair pose, and then I promise it'll be the last one of the day. Bend the knees. Hands come onto the thighs. Good. Sink down with the bum. Lift up with your chest. Bring your arms up. Final one. Big breath here. Good. Press down through those heels. Come all the way up. Inhale. And exhale, hands to heart. Beautiful work. Okay, give a little shake. Now, those of you who are coming down to the ground, unless you need your chair to come down to the ground, you can get rid of your chair. Put it off to the side. If you're not coming down to the ground, you're going to come and sit in your chair. If you would like to flow your way down towards the ground, you don't need to, but if you want to, I can lead you through. If you think, no, I just want to get down there, you go on down. Take your hands to your heart if you want to flow. Inhale, arms lift up. Exhale, dive forward, hinge at your hips. Inhale up partway. Exhale, come on back down. Good. Now from here, we're going to find our hands and knees or seated, okay? Find hands and knees, or if you're coming into the chair, you can come back to seated. And let's do a few more of those cat-cow curls, those spinal waves. So finding an inhale to arch the back and an exhale to round. Do that a few more times, finding that movement of the spine. And then see if there's any other movement you might like to do. One that I like is I bring my hands a little farther forward and I'll come forward almost into like a little plank and then back. Take a couple of breaths to move as you want to move. Just move as you want to move. Let's say 3 more full rounds of breath. Good. You've got it. Yeah, beautiful. One more. Yeah, beautiful. Those of you who are on your hands and your knees, your choice is to come into child's pose for a couple of breaths. Or if child's pose doesn't feel good, we're going to be lying on our back next, and that's where you can go to. If you want to go into child's pose for a couple of breaths, I'll let you know when we're transitioning onto our back. You take your time. Yes, child's pose. So that's with the knees either together or apart. And then you bring your chest forward. So it's like a forward fold, kind of. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Thanks for asking, Patricia. Good. Now, however you are, take another couple of breaths. Good. If you're on your back, you can bring your little knees in towards the chest or do windshield wiper knee. Good. Those of you in child's pose, slowly roll your way up. And then come meet us on the backs. We're all going to lie down or sit in a chair. Might have a little sip of water. This might be a great time to get a little hydrated on the way down. Wonderful. Good, good. Okay. So as you come on down to the ground, for those of you who are coming down to the ground, take both knees in towards your chest, and you can do one at a time, Millie in the chair. And then we'll do some hip circles. So we're bringing those knees wide apart and then back together with the breath. So maybe you inhale to widen the knees and exhale to bring them back together. So we did lots for strength and support. I'm going to do a little bit for release now. Excellent. And then switch directions, or if you're only using one, switch knees. Yeah, perfect. You got it. Good. Beautiful. One more breath like that. Oh. Yeah. Wonderful. Good. Okay. Now, what we'll come into next is a little hip release. So I'd like you to please cross your right ankle over the left knee. Right ankle over the left knee. So this is our figure 4. Hands can be down beside you. And for our hip release, here's what we're going to do. We're going to lean a little bit over towards the right. Say that's your exhale. And then press down through the hands. Inhale, bring yourself up through center. And then exhale a little over towards the left. And then bring yourself up. And over to the side, right side. And then up and over to the left. Yeah, you've got it exactly, Millie. Yeah. So this gets a little deeper into those hips that have worked so hard. Now, if you think, oh, this feels so good, but maybe I need a little bit more support, you could take your block or even your bolster and just place it underneath where you're leaning over to one side for a bit of support, or over to the other side. So you have a little something to rebound into. Good. Yeah, exactly. So you got it. Let's take another breath or two. This is another great one to do in bed for a little back release, a little hip release. Great if you've been spending a lot of time seated in the day. Good. And then let's just undo those legs. Shake out the legs, have a little check-in and notice, okay, how do I feel from side to side? Maybe a little different. And then let's go to the other side. So right foot on the ground, left ankle crossed over. And then you'll just do that little movement from side to side. Yeah, beautiful, exactly so. Good. Yeah, you've got it. Just moving gently from side to side with the breath. Good. And we can even try this a little bit if you want. So I've got a block underneath, but that goes up pretty high for you, hey? Oh, well, let's do it on that side. Yeah. Good. And then you can just do a little bit of a circle. Yeah. Got it. Take another breath or two. Yeah, lovely. Okay. Now the final thing we'll come into before our rest is a little bit of massage. So you can grab your massage ball, or if you want a second ball, I can bring you a second ball. Those of you who are in studio. And we'll just do a little hip massage here. Barb, would you like a second one? Do you want 2 massage balls for your little hips? You're okay? So if you're using one, what you can do is go back to that figure 4 stretch that we were just doing. And what I like to do is say I'm putting my right ankle over the left knee. I'll put that little massage ball underneath that right hip. And then I'll just do a little rock side to side again. Sometimes with these massage balls, we realize, oh, wow, that is a lot of sensation. Now, sensation is not necessarily a bad thing at all, but here's your indicator. Can I breathe fully? Yes or no? Can I feel like there's some realm of pleasure that I'm experiencing? Yes or no? No, you can always move the massage balls up or down or any place at all. Leslie, would you like a chair? And then what we'll be doing, you can do that on both sides. The only thing we'll be coming into after this is our Shavasana, is our rest. You take as much time as you want. What I'm going to be doing for my in-studio friends is I'm stood up so I can take a little look around. For your Shavasana, you can get into any position that you want. Heart bed might feel really good, the one that we did before with the shoulder movements. Or legs on a chair can be great if you have sore hips or low back. Good. Anything you want. Good. How's that feeling? Underneath the bent knee. Yeah, you've got it perfectly. Yeah. And it can sort of be up here or here, wherever you want it to be. Yeah. You can always move it around to find that best place. Yeah. If there's a big wince, usually it's like best. Yeah. Yeah. Good. Linda, can I get you a chair? Yes, Patty. Yes. Excellent. Here I come. Good. So your only job is to get comfy and cozy. And that can look like anything at all. If you're in studio and you'd like any help at all getting comfy, cozy, you let me know. I'll come around. Do you want a chair today? Okay. Oh, okay. Let's just lie down with this, maybe underneath your legs. Does that sound good? And you can just have your legs stand. Is that good? Okay. Great. Can I get you anything? No. Okay. Oh, heart pain. All right, my friends, let's take a little bit of time to release. So getting as comfy and cozy as you possibly can. Let's do first a full release of the breath together. Full breath in through the nose. Exhale, breath out the mouth, let it go. You've got it. Again, inhale through nose. Beautiful exhale out mouth. Yeah. Good. And one more breath like that. Good. Take a little bit of time to find that softening in the body once again. You might roll or shrug, shoulders down and away from the ears. You might release that lower jaw a little bit away from the upper jaw, finding a little softness inside the mouth. And then see how it would be to welcome the breath fully here. That full inhale, inviting breath into the tummy, into the ribs. That full breath, releasing out, letting go. Notice that with each breath that you invite in and release out is an opportunity to deepen that relaxation. We take time at the end of each practice to rest so that the body can truly soak up the benefits of the practice. So nothing to do here but breathe and be. Let's take a few more full breaths. A few more full breaths, just exactly as you are. And then as you feel ready, no rush at all, but as feels right for you, start to invite in just a little bit of movement. You might start with wiggling the fingers, wiggling the toes, letting the head, neck roll a little bit from side to side. And then in your own time, as you feel ready, you can start to invite in some bigger, some fuller movement. Maybe a reach of arms up over the head, a nice full yawn. Anything else that feels good for you? Yeah. And then if you're lying down, you can just take a little roll over to the side for a couple of breaths. And as you feel ready, come and meet me in a seated place, any way that feels good for you. Option to either have hands on the lap or at the heart, eyes can close. And let's close our practice for 3 shared breaths. So first exhale, release the breath, let it go. And then as you inhale, breathe deep into the space of the heart. Exhale, soft sigh out the mouth, let it go. Again, inhale into the heart. Exhale out the mouth. And one more breath like that. Softly bow your head over your fingertips. You're symbolically releasing thoughts of the mind into the space of the heart. So infusing all thoughts with the qualities of the heart, love, compassion, and forgiveness. Let's take another breath, lifting the heart to the mind. And then as you exhale, slowly peel open your eyes, softly lift your gaze. Thank you so much for sharing your practice today. Thank you. Thank you so much for coming.